Middag graad 10, soos is weer terug met waarskynlikheid. En ons gaan gou kyk na 'n paar fundamentele beginsels in waarskynlikheid wat die basiese boustene is van waarskynlikheid. In the basic laws of probability. And we're going to start with a Venn diagram where the events are inclusive. Inclusive means they share something. So hierdie is gebeurtenisse binne in 'n steekproefruimte waar die twee gebeurtenisse iets deel en dit noem ons insluitende gebeurtenisse, inclusive events. So if you look at this Venn diagram, we're going to just write down a few things regarding this Venn diagram. Let's start at the forget about these things now. Let's start at the probability of A. Wat is die kanse dat A sal gebeur? Nou, okay. In A het ons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goedjies. So, there's in total 6, 7, 8, 9. Agreed? There's 9 elements in that. In total, 10. I'll put the J there. So there's 10 in total. In A, there's only 6. So the probability of A is 6 out of 10, and that's 3 out of 5. Let's go to the probability of B. In B is daar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goedjies. So daar's 5 uit die 10 is in B, and that equals a half. Okay, nou kan ons gaan sê, wat is die waarskynlikheid van A en B? That's now the intersection, die snyding, want dit is 'n N. A en B is daar 2 uit die 10. 2 uit die 10 en dit is gelyk aan 'n 5de. Goed. So, the next thing that we can write down is the union, die vereniging. Kom ons skryf hom ook neer. A of B, so alles in A of in B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 out of the 10. So out of this, we can get to the following conclusion. En hierdie reël is verskriklik belangrik en hy geld in waarskynlikheid. As ek P, die waarskynlikheid van A vat, and I add it to the probability of B, and I subtract the intersection, it must add up to the union's probability. And that's a fundamental rule in probability. Kom ons gaan kyk gou daar. Okay. Let's not make a statement and we simply calculate that part. So let's do the probability of A is 3 op 5. Kom ons gebruik 6 op 10 plus probability of B is 5 on 10. If we add that, it gives me 11 on 10. Probability can't add up to more than 1, so it can't be. So I then subtract the probability of the, just check this out, there's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, probability of A, probability of B, right? Then we subtract the probability of A and B, that's 2 on 10, and that's going to give me 9 on 10. Right, that's a very important rule. So if you now go and look at the union, then we see that this rule equals the union. So therefore we can say that probability of A plus the probability of B minus the intersection is gelyk aan die vereniging van A of B. Okay, now that's a fundamental law. Okay. the other one that you must know, let's look at everything that's not in A. So let's look at the probability of not A. Not A is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 10. So if you look at the probability, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10, if you look at the probability of A, the opposite of that, it's 6 out of 10. So if you add the probability of A and you add the probability of not A, it equals 1. So if you then want to, you can write the probability of not A as 1 minus the probability of A, because that's true. If not A equals 4 on 10, dan is A 6 op 10. So ek moet daai reël ook onthou. These two rules are very, very, very important. And you can take it over the equals 2. The probability of not A plus the probability of A equals 1. Or you can take the probability of A and that 1 minus not the probability of A. So you can play around the equals 2 with these two very important fundamental rules in probability. There's the 1 and there's the other one. Very important rules. Let's look at this example. Ons het hier die waarskynlikheid van A, waarskynlikheid van B en dan ons die snyder. The intersection of A and B. Nothing to do with that dot. This is a total new sum. So now I ask you, with that in mind, I ask you that those two fundamental rules, laws in probability. Calculate the probability of A or B, the union. So wat gaan ek nou doen? I'm going to use my law. My law tells me I need PA or B. That one. So I'm going to use that law because I've got PA plus PB minus the intersection. And I've got all of that, so I can simply just insert that. Ek het vir A is 0,7 plus 0,5 minus die snyding. So wat is die vereniging? Dis 0,7 plus 0,5 is 1,2 minus 0,4. So the answer of that is 0,8. Okay. So in this case, the probability of not A, kan ek gaan sê, okay, let's use that rule. It's 1 minus the probability of A. Want ek het mos die waarskynlikheid van A. So dis gelyk aan 1 minus 0,7 en dis gelyk aan 0,3. Okay. Now let's look at the last one, the probability of not A or B. So A or B I've calculated already. So nie A of B gaan beteken 1 minus 0,8 en dis gelyk aan 0,2. Very, very easy because I use my two laws. Kom ons gaan kyk na hierdie voorbeeld, another example where I use the two laws. Now I've got three things. I've got not A. So because I've got not A, I know that the probability of A now is going to be 0,75. Ek weet dit mos, want dit is 'n reël wat ek geleer het. So now I've got the union and I've got my intersection. So kom ons gaan kyk. Die waarskynlikheid van A. There I've got it, I've written it down. Now I've got A, I've got OR, and I've got AND. So I need the probability of these. So let's use our formula. Ons formule sê waarskynlikheid van A plus die waarskynlikheid van B minus die snyding van die twee is gelyk aan die waarskynlikheid van A of B. Now now I can insert everything that I know. I've got the probability of A, 0.75. Haven't got the probability of B, that's what I want. En dan het ek die snyding, is 0,15 en dis gelyk aan 0,8. So now I can calculate the probability. So ek het 0,75 minus 0,15 en dit gee vir my 0,6. Plus probability of B. En dan kan ek die 0,6 oor die is gelyk aan vat. So dis die waarskynlikheid van B is 0,8 minus 0,6 en dis gelyk aan 0,2. Okay, next one. Probability A and not B. Okay, so I need the intersection of A and not B. So let's write down not B. The probability of not B gaan nou wees 1 minus 0,2, so dis 0,8. So now the probability of A and not B. A and not B. Okay, so let's go to our formula again. And we put in our formula A and not B. Let me just check this out. A and not B. So to be able to do that, I'm quickly going to draw a Venn diagram. Want om so uit die theorie uit te doen, gaan nie so maklik wees nie. So kom ons gaan teken gou vir ons 'n Venn diagram van hierdie scenario. Ek het vir A en ek het vir B. Okay. Let's go there. I've got probability of A. Okay, let's start the inner part. Ons weet ons begin altyd daar. 0,15. Okay, so A is 0,75, so this is going to be 0,6 because that's only A. We know that. Probability of only A, probability of A, 0,75 in total. So saam maak dit 0,75. Goed, kom ons gaan kyk na B. B, probability of B, we calculate as 0.2. So this is going to be 0,05. And then if we add everything up, must give me 1. So ek het 0,6 en hierdie maak saam 0,2. So hierdie is 0,2 on the outer side. Okay, now let's color A. There's A. And let's color not B. Not B. And we're going to check the word. And so now it's a piece that's being colored twice. So dis net hierdie stukkie. So my antwoord van daai ou gaan wees 0,6. Only the double accent piece, that's going to be 0,6. Okay, let's do this one. I'm going to redraw the Venn diagram. Sodat ek mooi kan inkleer, dat julle mooi kan sien. Goed. Ek het weer vir A en vir B. A, B, ons het gesê is 0,2, 0,15, 0,05 and this one together A 0,6. Good, so now it's not A. Let's color not A, nie A. Alles behalwe A. En langsom B. So kom ons kleur vir B in. Goed, and like let's read the word in the middle. Off, or, so it means I'm going to pick all the colored parts. Maak nie saak of hy eenmaal of tweemaal ingekleur het nie, want dit is unions, vereniging. So dit gaan wees 0,15, 0,05 en 0,2, and therefore the answer to this one is 0,4. 0,4. Okay, this too is difficult, maar as jy dit gaan inkleer, dan is dit baie maklik. Goed, graad 10, ek sien jou dan nou weer môre vir nog 'n klas van waarskynlikheid en dan gaan ons aan waar ons nou opgehou het. See you tomorrow.